Hi there, my name is Shayanne Wright, and today we're going to be going over building for the administrative profession as a female founder. Hi, I'm Shayanne Wright. I'm the CEO and co-founder of OfficeOtter.com. I've worked with thousands of administrative professionals, meticulously studying your workflows, hearing about your day-to-day experiences, connecting you with others and building community. And I love it. So I'm here to kind of pull the curtain back, share what it's been like to build a product for you, as well as some things that I've learned as a female founder. I am also based in Orange County, and I'm currently running for a local government position here in my hometown of Costa Mesa. A little bit more about me. I did not really think that I would ever start a business. I was always passionate about talking to customers and learning how to solve problems alongside experts. But I started my first company when I was still in college and really built it bootstrapped alongside other students and female founder programs, and that really launched my career. So Office Otter is my second company. My first one was in the travel tech space and decided to pivot after the pandemic hit, which was also a great time to start talking and learning from administrative professionals. I thought it would be interesting to go on a more personal level and talk about my experience as a female founder, because I typically find that that is a connective factor in working with my users and potential customers. Being a female business owner and a woman in tech, you are very often the minority. In fact, female founders are about 9% of all founders. However, we only receive 2.3% of all funding. So not only are we invested in less, but there are fewer of us. However, I think that there are a lot of advantages that we have, including we see opportunities that our male counterparts do not. And so in working with a predominantly female customer base, I have really seen it as a strength to be a female founder, despite all of the bias and hurdles I've had to overcome in my career. It has been refreshing and very meaningful to work with a primarily female base. And if you're not a woman and you're watching this, sorry, hope you understand. And then in addition, I have been formally trained on things like gender bias and how to overcome it in a professional environment. And so whether I am working with customers on technical or tactical aspects of their job, oftentimes being a woman in the workplace also encapsulates a mental and emotional aspect as well. And I learned that very clearly. So why did I decide to build for administrative professionals? Well, on a high level, I knew that there were millions of you in the workplace. I knew that you did valuable work. And I also observed that there were little to no tools built just for these roles. And so even though there are more administrative professionals in the US than there are salespeople or engineers, there are hundreds of softwares built for salespeople and technical roles and business owners even. And there's basically nothing for your roles. And so on a macro level, I knew that there was an opportunity that was with a meaningful customer base, but I didn't know quite yet what your workflow was like. And so I actually spent a few months and interviewed 100 potential customers. At that time, I didn't even have a business name. I had no idea what the product would be, but I solely focused on really getting to know 100 amazing people who, out of the goodness of their heart, took the time to chat with me. And we focused on pain points and problems that you were all experiencing. And so here are the findings of my 100 interviews. The patterns were very clear, which was exciting for someone like me, product builder. So what I learned was these are hybrid reactive workflows. And I kind of coined that term, but I like to share this vocabulary because this is a unique part of your workflow that not everyone could thrive in. And so this every day looking different than the other, wearing multiple different hats and having your job be reliant on what other people need from you in a very relational way is something that you all thrive in, and it's something that you can own and be proud of. So a hybrid reactive workflow is also going to require very different tools than how other roles are built for. So the second one is I was also hearing a frequent pain point of messy and scattered requests. So these days we have so many different communication tools and our companies are using all of them all at once. And the roles that are feeling this pain the most are the ones that serve anyone and everyone, could serve internal or external stakeholders. And so this inbox issue was a very frequent pain point that I was hearing. And then finally, I would complete my interview and have, a paragraph of notes and still hear that you would be asked, what did you do this week? And so even though every minute is spent working, these roles are still being asked for weekly or monthly summaries. They're obviously attending quarterly or annually performance reviews, and they are bringing pen and paper or notebook to these meetings. And so not only did the way in which I conducted these interviews and ensured that it was a large enough sample pool, and also conducted them very personally and even emotionally at times, which I believe was a differentiator, but then the findings and the way that customers entrusted me with their experiences was the fruition of that style and difference that I have. So not only do I have these interesting findings to share with you, but these findings were the way that we built our company and was a strength of mine as a female founder. And so what I also typically, hear is you are in very demanding roles that require a lot from you tactically, technologically, mentally, and emotionally. And that is unique. It is valuable. It is not something that everyone could do, as we all know, which is why you are there and you're providing valuable work to your company. And so we're going to talk about some tips that I frequently give to customers and some solutions that we've helped build together along the way. So I suppose my best advice would be just knowing and owning your strengths. So listening to others and focusing on problems and pain points was the key to unlocking my career and helping me stand out. And I see a similar structure being possible for administrative professionals. So focusing on your relational impact and how you are consistently meeting the needs of the people that you serve, and then also the problems that you solve. You are all problem solvers, and you do it in such a rapid, the sheer volume of what administrative professionals work on is impressive alone. The response times and the fast-paced nature of the role, and then also the relational component. So working in response to what customers, new hires, executives, other assistants need from you is another facet of the role that I like to remind users, right? First, there is awareness of that facet of your job, and then there is the owning of that strength/facet of your job. Okay, and then specifically too, I wanted to add in some ways that I've been trained on fighting gender bias in tech, and how I do see this being a big part of working in the administrative professional. So these are 4 different aspects that came up for me. So the first one is language. So gender bias in the workplace has been pretty thoroughly studied and specifically found in language. So what I was trained on specifically with fundraising was making sure that I'm never apologizing or diminishing myself in my own language, and being perceptive to things like being cut off, or when other people take credit for a suggestion or an idea that you made. Those are all language related ways that we are counted against. And so language is a big thing that I practiced and read about, and I encourage you all to not only look it up yourself, but practice with other coworkers and talk about what you are observing or experiencing. Very interesting. Second one is technology. So I specifically like to encourage our customers to make sure you're taking advantage of tools that measure the value of your work and track what you have accomplished. We live in an analytics and data world now, and so many other roles have been given tools that do this for them automatically. My software, OfficeOtter.com, does that as well. I'll share about it later. But this is one of the easiest ways to supersede subjective bias is with quantifiable, measurable, objective data. And so that's where technology can come in handy for you. The third one is developing your advocacy. So, emotionally and psychologically asking for things like raises or promotions, building up the confidence for that is scary, but it's necessary. And this is your job and this is your value. And so even though upward mobility and conversations around where you can go in your career, or acknowledging the value that you bring and that you deserve a raise, even if you're not interested in moving upward, is really important, and you deserve it. And so whether it be negotiating for yourself and advocating for yourself, or advocating to delegate job responsibilities off of your plate, that's another really common example of advocacy that is not normalized for this role. And so I find myself processing through these experiences with a lot of our customers. And then finally, looking at the historical aspect of this role. So I think it's important to acknowledge historically administrative work was clerical work, and that has almost always been a traditionally female space. And so these the societal view on the role, I feel, is still very much so underestimating your power and your control and your leadership and your business strategy insights. And so, yes, there are things that are out of our control about how society views our roles, but also there is power in acknowledging it and also saying times are changing. And I'm here to say that from a tech perspective, from an investor perspective, we are all catching up to how valuable these people in the workforce are and how they contribute to the bottom line and the success of our leadership team. And there are plenty of coaches and leaders from within the space that have been advocating for that for a long time as well. So I'm here to just encourage you in all 4 of these ways in your job, and hope that that's helpful. Finally, I wanted to share about Office Otter and how we help empower administrative professionals. We are a to-do list platform. We're web-based. You can sign up at officeotter.com. And we have a simple and easy-to-use task management interface to really get your tasks done in an urgency-based manner. So we help you prioritize your tasks, get your list all in one place. So centralization is really important for these roles. And so we've built several inbox integrations for turning messages into tasks, So we have email, Slack, we've got Teams integrations coming soon, a Chrome plugin. So you could check those out as well. And then finally, we offer automated performance reports. So we track everything from volume to response times to top keywords. And these are downloadable reports that allow you to go to those weekly, monthly performance reviews with confidence. Really proud of that. And that is all the time I have for today, but thank you so much for joining. I really like to make myself available to any of our customers or potential customers, so please feel free to add me on LinkedIn, check out our company website, or email me at Shayanne@officeotter.com. Hope you found it interesting, and hope you have a great day.